Cleveland Indians go for win no. 23. Cleveland in what's become a hallmark of the Indians' historic winning streak. They scored first Friday night against the Royals. Francisco Lindor started things off with a double and was knocked in by an Edwin Encarnacion sac fly. But Kansas City's Acid Escobar hit a solo shot to tie it up. In the third inning, Jose Ramirez blasted the ball for a two-run homer. The score is 3-2 Indians in the fourth. Jim Leyland, Indians streak great for baseball. The record-setting Cleveland Indians have earned the admiration of an old rival, former Detroit Tigers manager Jim Leyland. Not at the Tigers' expense, obviously, but I'm enjoying the Cleveland run, Leyland said. I think it's exciting. It's great for the city of Cleveland. It's great for baseball. I wish it was the Tigers and not the Indians, but hey, it's great what's going on. Cleveland entered Friday night's game against the Kansas City Royals on a 22-game winning streak, an American League record that has become the sport's biggest story as the regular season winds down. Leyland, now a special assistant to the general manager for the Tigers, said he stopped at a restaurant Thursday night and watched the end of the Indians' extra inning victory. It's remarkable, but it shows you what a fickle game it is, Leyland said. 3 weeks ago, everybody was saying that the Los Angeles Dodgers had the greatest team in the history of baseball. They lost 15 out of 16. They can't even get on the front page anymore. Cleveland's taken over all of a sudden. Leyland was in Detroit for Friday night's induction ceremony for the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. He's part of a 2017 class that also includes former Detroit Pistons star Dennis Rodman, Fab Five member Jalen Rouse, former Michigan State standout Andre Rison, former Michigan offensive lineman John Jansen, longtime Oakland University basketball coach Greg Kemp, former Michigan State baseball player and longtime NFL official Dean Look, and author and Detroit Free Press columnist Mitch Albom. Leyland stepped down as Tigers manager after the 2013 season, and Detroit has made the postseason only once since then. The Tigers recently traded stars Justin Verlander, Justin Upton and J.D. Martinez in a series of moves that put the team firmly in a rebuilding mode. I think everybody pretty much knew that this was going to happen, or had a chance to happen, Leyland said. In fact, a lot of people were suggesting that it should happen, so you can't have it both ways. You can't be upset when it does happen, so hopefully there'll be some patience with everybody. Leyland was asked whether he'd be rooting for Verlander and the Houston Astros in the postseason, but he pointed out that there are a lot of ex-Tigers who could be playing well into October. I'm certainly pulling for Verlander, Leyland said. I'm pulling for Max Scherzer. I'm pulling for Rick Porcello. I could go anywhere and be pulling for somebody. J.D. Martinez. I want to see all those guys do well, but there's only going to be one winner. Tribe has fingers crossed on Lonnie Chisenhall's calf injury. Cleveland, Ohio. The outfield has been jumbled all season for the Indians, so why would anyone think it was going to change just because the team took a 22-game winning streak into Friday night's game against the Royals at Progressive Field? Lonnie Chisenhall left Thursday's game with a tight right calf after 5 innings. He was on the disabled list from July 10 through August 31 with a strained right calf. The Indians are already without Michael Brantley, right ankle, and Bradley Zimmer, broken left hand. It's doubtful Zimmer will be able to play until spring training, and there is still no timetable for Brantley's return because he hasn't been able to run except on an altered, non-weight-bearing, treadmill. The Indians have a starting right fielder in Jay Bruce and a lot of guys bouncing between center and left field. The last thing they need is to put Chisenhall back on the shelf. The outfield is so depleted that Jason Kipnis, a two-time All-Star second baseman, is scheduled to come off the disabled list and start in center field on Sunday. Lonnie came in today, Friday, not feeling any worse, so that's good, said manager Terry Francona. We're going to let him get examined and we're all hoping that this is a day-to-day thing. Chisenhall, despite being on the disabled list 3 times this year, has been one of the Indians' most consistent hitters and defenders. He just hasn't been in the lineup a whole lot. The Indians played their 148th game on Friday. Chisenhall has played in only 78. I think the trainers feel like it's just a day-to-day injury, said Francona. Asked when it happened, Francona said, I think he felt it when he was stretching. He ran really well in the game. Somebody came down to my end of the bench and told me. I went down and talked to him and said, "Hey, this is not the time to be re-aggravating something." He said he was fine, but when he sat during the inning he told me, "Hey, I'm going to try and be smart about this." Regarding Brantley, who has not played since August 8, Francona said, "There's nothing new to report right now. He's still at that one point where he's not able to get out and do that ground-based stuff. He's frustrated. We all feel for him, but there's just nothing else to report." Friday's lineup had Bruce in right field, rookie Greg Allen in center and Austin Jackson in left. Stir-crazy Bradley Zimmer rejoins team. Zimmer made his way into the clubhouse on Friday. His left hand was in a cast and braced in an elevated position. When a reporter approached him, he said he wasn't allowed to talk to the media. "Mentally, he's good," said Francona. He said he just wants to sit in the dugout because he's going to lose his mind sitting at home. "The trainers don't want him getting jostled. I said go talk to them. If I need to overrule somebody, I will. The fact that he wants to be around is good. I think it's healthy for him to be around." Zimmer underwent surgery on the hand after he was stepped on by Baltimore's Chris Davis on Sunday night as he slid headfirst into first base. Andrew Miller, Jason Kipnis in line to play Sunday. Sunday is going to be a big day for Andrew Miller and Kipnis. Miller will make his second appearance since coming off the disabled list, and Kipnis will play center field for the first time since he was converted to second base in 2010. Miller pitched a scoreless inning on Thursday night, his first appearance since August 21. He threw 11 pitches, 9 for strikes, gave up 2 bloop singles and got Alex Gordon to hit into a 4-6-3 double play. "Andrew came out of Thursday really well," said Francona. "Not only was it nice to see him pitch, but it was really nice to see him show up the next day and be fine with no ramifications. He'll be all set to pitch on Sunday again," said Miller. "I felt much better than the last time I came off the DL. I'm happy with it. Glad I got in there. I would love to not give up base hits, but actually it ended up working out perfect. I had to pitch through some emotion and make some pitches. I threw 11 pitches, but some of were with slightly higher stress. I got to face some really good hitters. To come in and face Mike Moustakas right off the bat, I couldn't have scripted it any better." Francona said the trainers still have to clear Kipnis to be activated, but it sounded like that was a formality. Kipnis, who played center field at Arizona State before the Indians drafted him in 2009, is expected to play 5 innings on Sunday. The Indians want to see as much as possible of him in center so they can make a decision on their postseason roster. He has been on the disabled list with a strained right hamstring. Money in the bank. The Tribe has been able to play a lot of its young players this month, and it's not just because of the expanded roster. The Indians, who clinched a playoff berth on Thursday night, have had the luxury of owning a big lead in the AL Central and have had enough injuries where they've had to fill holes in the lineup. Here's how many games Tribe rookies have appeared in during the 22-game winning streak they took into Friday night. Allen, 11 games. Yandy Diaz, 19. Eric Gonzalez, 11. Francisco Mejia, 7. Ryan Merritt, 2. Tyler Olson, 9. And Guyavani Urshela, 21. Francona said any experience prospects can get in September is like putting money in the bank. It has helped that as the streak has grown, so has the importance and the pressure of the games. "The experience for some of our young guys is incredible right now," said Francona. "They're learning on the job right smack in the middle of this. It's really good." Update on the Gray Cloud. Francona was asked early in the week if there were certain people he didn't talk to about the winning streak for fear they'd jinx it. He referred to one friend as the Gray Cloud and said he had avoided talking to him at all costs. "He's a text only," said Francona. But after the Indians won their 21st straight game on Wednesday, Francona not only revealed the identity of the Gray Cloud, but said he talked to him. The dark cloud is Tubby Kinenberg, the baseball coach at Utah. He said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" said Francona. "I said, I haven't talked to you in 3 weeks." Francona and Kinenberg were teammates at the University of Arizona. On Friday, Francona said he texted Kinenberg after the Indians won their 22nd straight game, the longest winning streak in the big leagues in over 100 years. "He texted me back and said he was recruiting in Canada," said Francona. "He said I cost him 3 recruits." Tip of the cap to the fans. The crowds at Progressive Field, starting with Wednesday's day game against the Tigers, have been in postseason form in numbers and voice. The Indians drew 29,346 on Wednesday and 30,874 on Thursday night. Friday's game against the Royals was a sellout, as is Saturday's. After Thursday's 3-2 walk-off win in 10 innings Thursday, Frank Honus said, "That was pretty special. It was quite an atmosphere for a middle-of-September game and I think everybody enjoyed it. We don't always lead the league in attendance, but the people who come, man, they get into it. They're good. We've had some huge walk-up crows the last few days. It's noticeable and it's appreciated." That was quite an atmosphere on Thursday night. For the last 3 games, the Indians have sold an estimated 13,000 day-of-game tickets.